Other interesting cultural news, you have a teacher coming out in trans and demanding students to embrace it, which is reason number 9,958,475,621 reason to homeschool your kids or find a good private school somewhere. Now, this comes to us thanks to Libs of TikTok, and she says, quote, this teacher in Maryland allegedly came out to his students as trans and now is demanding they call him Ms. Parents are fuming. What would you do if this was your kid's teacher? Unquote, heaven forbid. Yeah, definitely homeschool for the love of God. Now, and this is this funny thing. This person is voluntarily putting this data out there. Again, they're getting cultural points and social accolades from people who do believe in this cultural, I don't know if you want to call it a trend or phenomenon, but there is, statistically speaking, there's a bigger increase in people identified as trans in the United States, well, as well as globally, which is why so many brands are appealing to it, because if it, again, it's increasing at a certain percentage point, same with the LGBT community, if those percentages increase over time at the rate that they are, they're speculating that those will be mass markets to sell stuff to in the not too distant future. So I understand the business justification and why so many companies, so many people are focusing on what used to be a very niche thing. Now, this teacher is right here, and the text says, so my daughter's teacher at Choppy Kai Khan, I'll be honest, I'm probably butchering that. Chopicon. So again, I'll reread it. So it says, quote, so my daughter's teacher at Chopicon came out to the entire class of Monday that he was trans. They did not have school yesterday, but this is how he shows up at school today. I have demanded to know what bathroom he uses, and after a whole school year is now demanding that all the students call him Ms. Which, I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, it's definitely like a nice way of saying a fat man in a dress. Well, that's what this individual looks like. Yeah, almost almost as if there was an extra from the Lord of the Rings or the Rings of Power trilogy, or not trilogy, the Rings of Power cast just walked off into a school, and it goes as far as I thought it would. It got 475,000 views, 6.5 thousand likes. So I don't know, perhaps that's a parameter that people are just so desensitized to public schools doing that these days. Because again, they've been doing it for past couple of years, quite frequently at many of these schools. Yeah, I think a lot of parents are probably going to be concerned and wondering, why am I going to explain Johnny, the teacher, just chopped something off and is wearing a dress today? Now, some of the top comments comes from Paul Zazupa saying, quote, first thing you do is pull your students from his class and complain to the school principal. If the principal refuses to act, then keep your kids out of the school and contact the mayor's office. If Maryland won't take this necessary, then homeschool or move. Your kids are worth it. Got 498 likes. Look at Media TM. Say, quote, tell your kids and your youth. And it's the juxtaposition. Well, not juxtaposition. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each one of the words is accompanied by a certain ideology flag, including the trans pride flag, the trans flag. I think one of those is non-binary, polynary, whatever it is. A lot of them. It says no one has to go along with this weird crap. Got 278 likes. Let's see. Livercat Media TM also said leave our children alone. It's got the trans pride flag being burned, getting 256 likes. Hello, I'm Keijo says kids shouldn't have to participate in adult fantasies. Angry emoji. Unquote, getting 513 likes. Red Wave Press says a vote for Joe Biden is a vote for or in favor of indoctrinating your kids in schools with woke teachers like this. Unquote, getting 230 likes. Arthur Eagleman says, quote, tell my kids to call him sir, getting 451 likes. America F says coming out about your sexuality to kids should land you in prison. Let kids be kids, getting 232 likes. Steve Inman says, quote, ma'am, we can see your Adam's apple, getting 825 likes. Valentin Gomez says, quote, fire this pedo right away, protect the children at all times, getting 229 likes. Hey, my grits says South Park is now a reality. And yeah. That's yeah, Mr. Garrison got the sex change.
My whole life has just been one big screw up, you know?
Yep. He got 53 likes. RT says sent my kids to another school or home district. He could play fantasies in his own time, getting 42 likes. Let's see here. Jake says, simple. Anytime a teacher pushes their agenda, they need to be barred from teaching. Make it a law. Getting 71 likes, which that's what Florida did. And I think a lot of people who live there greatly appreciate that. Here. Southern Scribbler says it better than I could. It's a picture of a, here we call it. It's not a famous meme, but it's getting up there in popularity. But it's the man in a suit, which, again, all men should always wear suits. But unfortunately, that's how you know this is more of a vintage meme or a caricature out of the 50s. But he has a hand up like that saying, hold on right there, trans F. Stop trying to force 99% of the population to participate in your mental illness. I'm getting 38 likes. So not seeing a lot of contrarian statements. Let's see. Seems like does the homework. Oh, that's Cooking with Salmonella has a picture of the teacher, and the text says it does the homework or it gets the hose again, getting 14 likes. Yeah. Again, remember back, I'm sound like an old soul more and more these days, but in back in my day, the teachers never talked about their outside of work activities or their adult activities. I mean, you basically thought your teacher was just not a robot, but they came, they taught math, they didn't talk about their weekend, they didn't talk about what they did with their husbands. They taught math and they went home. That wasn't too complicated. You actually learned about math, science, and history. I know public schools hardly do that anymore these days. Why so many of them are teaching mostly mentally vacuous cultural ideology things. Not really. I mean, how many of these kids can calculate the interest rates on a student loan or calculate the ROI on a student loan or calculate the total cost of interest rates of paying off a certain car? What's that actual cost you're paying? How much are you paying for the privilege of borrowing the money? What degree is the most profitable and most likely to get you a job? Spoiler alert, it's not underwater basket weaving or lesbian dance. Yet we still fund those degrees more and more. So I mean, it didn't go as viral as I thought. Again, it didn't even break 500,000 views on X Twitter. But I think a lot of people are just desensitized at this point because we've seen public schools doing this more and more. I think most of the parents who have a problem with it, by now, if they can, given the resource allocation, they have pulled their kids out of the public schools. They're either homeschooling it or they're taking their kid to a private school. And I mean, it'll be interesting to see if this cultural phenomenon increases in frequency in the United States. Again, a lot of people are starting to homeschool. Will more and more just continue to do it? Do you think everyone is aware of this phenomenon? Because again, there are some people who don't think these types of things are happening. And again, ignorance is bliss. I know a lot of people are working hard just to keep the lights on. I completely understand. However, if you're a parent, you have to go above and beyond and researching pretty much everything your kid is into, including what are the teachers doing? What are the teachers teaching? Especially concerning when some of these school districts won't allow the syllabus to be released. They actually tell you what books the kids are being assigned. Or they won't tell you what type of materials they're teaching. I won't say it's a big red flag, but no, it's a giant red flag when the teachers want less transparency, not more transparency. So let me know. Do you have kids that you have taken out of public school because of this? Do you know anyone who have taken the kids out of public school because of the instances? And by contrast, do you know anyone who has put their kids in public school to be exposed to this stuff? We usually call those parents, Californians. But again, I mean, there are some parents who do agree that they should expose kids to drag queens that are barely clothed in anything and performing lewd sexual acts. Again, there are many of those people in the United States. But let me know in the comments. As always, I would be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.